Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing A Quiet Place 2. This is the sequel to the 2017 movie, obviously with Emily Blunt and John Krasinski starting. I was really excited for this movie because this marked the first time I've been back to the theater since early 2020, since the pre-pandemic. So I was really excited to go for that. Now that I'm fully vaccinated, I've felt safe to finally go, and that was actually pretty nice in the theater. I was able to social distancing, use mask, and anyways, it was good. So anyways, I really I saw, of course, I saw the first one. I really enjoyed this movie. In fact, I'd be as bold to say that I enjoyed it. It was way better than the first movie. Now, this might be a comfortable thing because I know a lot of people really liked the first movie. I had honestly had mixed feelings about the first movie because I really liked it technically. I really liked the directing. I liked the use of sound, how quiet everything was, and I liked the tension, and I enjoyed the performances by all the actors, even by Krasinski, by Emily Blunt, and then by the two kids. The girl, I forget the actors' names at the moment, the deaf girl, and then her brother. But I thought all of them did an excellent job in the first one. But I just didn't like the story that much. I thought that there was kind of dumb things that happened that didn't quite make sense, and it felt like the characters were kind of intentionally putting themselves in dangerous situations with those creatures. And so a lot of the decisions, I'm like, it was like one of those movies I keep going to scream like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" Kind of like one of those bad horror movies where you're just like yelling at the screen, like, "What are you doing?" Well, of course, I watch it at home, so I wouldn't do that in the theater, to yell at the screen. But but this one I thought just made much more sense. And of course, this will be non-spoiler, but as you see in the trailers, it opens with how this began, how the aliens first invaded, and you see the family there, and they have to get to safety, and they get separated and everything. And I thought that was just a really well done scene. It really heightened the tension. I think it was well done. And then they go to modern day after the first movie ended. So them leaving their home, and they have to go to find a new place. So I thought the story is much better done because then you go there and they run into someone that they had known previously, and the movie explains it to you. But the shelter they get in this movie makes way more sense. It's much more secure than they were in the first movie. That was one of the big things that gripes had about the first movie. Is like they're in this like old rickety house where the aliens could go in and out of their house and kill them at will. And I'm like, why are you staying here? Get on that path and just get out of town. What are you doing? So that was a big issue I had with the first movie. Especially, I thought that waterfall would have been a better location than where they stayed. Because at least they wouldn't be heard. But anyways, getting off track there. So this movie they have a more secure place, and let's say they met this guy that they knew before, and then then the family gets split up. And I thought kind of the reason why they get split up is kind of clever. So you have two stories going on at the same time. But I thought in this movie it was really well done because it really ratchets up the tension. So you see, what one family member was going through, and then the rest of the family members who stayed behind, what they were going through. And I thought this was a great way because it kind of get the bigger sense of the bigger world, and you get to learn more about the creatures and limitations, stuff like that, and how kind of somewhat of the rest of the world is kind of not the entire world, just a small portion of like the Eastern Seaboard is dealing with this invasion, how they're fighting back. So I really thought that was well done. I really loved the tension, and not giving anything away, but there's a really badass moment at the end of this movie. And I was like, oh my god, that's so good. And then when the movie ends, you're like, that's it? No, I want to see more. So I definitely think they're going to make a third one. They definitely planted the seeds for that. I definitely like to see more of this universe, and I want to see more about these, what happened with the aliens and how what pockets of civilization are still there, still resisting, how they're surviving. Because they did in this movie, they give you a seed of how humans are resisting or how they can stay safe. So they each give you, and then also, if you saw the end of the first movie, you saw how they figure out a way to beat them, how to kill the creatures. And so I want to see, like, well, did other people figure this out? Especially in the military. Like, where's the military? They should be able to, what they use with sound to beat these creatures. You got to know that the military's had to figure that out too. It can't just be this one little family in the middle of nowhere figured out how to beat these creatures and nobody else did. So I would like to see it maybe in the third movie if they do it. But yeah, but there are some good jump scares in this movie. They really ratchet up the tension. Like I said, I think this was a much more sound story than the first one. The characters' motives made a lot more sense. Things they do, you really, you really kind of more connected to them this time, and you feel, and any character that dies, you really feel the loss, and you feel like, oh my god, this makes it so much more harder for the people that are still surviving to go on fighting. So I really enjoyed this movie. I say it was better than the first one. So I really give it high marks. In my opinion, this is the best movie so far of 2021 that I've seen. So far this goes to the top of my list. So, but it's the year's only half over. So, and like I said, I'm glad to go back into theater, see it in the theater. The theater experience really helped, like with the tension, with the things going on. Only little critique too that I have, that I also had with the first one, was that there's still a lot of sound going on in this world. Like when they're walking through nature, you hear all of nature, you hear all the things. So it's almost like, so do the creatures only hunt certain sized like animals and prey? Like how can they tell the difference between like a like some like a small creature making a noise and a human making a noise, or did they not care about insects? They let the sounds of insects or the sounds of like water and stuff. It's like so it makes you wonder like how the creatures know the difference, or if they just constantly attacking. So anyways, but that's probably getting a little too much in the grind there. But other than that, this is a great movie, great suspense. Hell, I would even like to see maybe a future TV show based on this series. Like you can get way more into depth about the creatures and what's going on in the rest of the world. So anyways, I highly recommend A Quiet Place 2 if you've seen the first one, or if you haven't seen the first one, check it out and then go see this one. You probably won't be disappointed. So anyways, that's my review, and I highly recommend it. Once again, everybody, thank you for quickly tuning in, and as always, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you've seen the movie, please leave your comments below on what you thought. All right, thanks everyone, take care.